Hello, today I'll be talking about who inspires me. Hope you enjoy. What do you do for your job?
So I work as a doctor. I currently work in a hospital called Monash, and my current role is as a hospital registrar. So that involves looking after ward patients day to day and fixing their medical issues.
Why did you choose the job you have now?
I chose the job that I have now because I'm really interested and always love trying to help people and make their lives better. This job actually lets me do that, and it's always actually been an interest of mine, being involved with human biology and understanding how the human body works.
Did you have any other jobs in the past?
This is really my only full-time job that I ever had, working as a doctor.
Okay. What is the positives and negatives about your job?
So I think that there's quite a few positives. So the thing that I find the most rewarding actually is seeing the patients get better and being able to help make a difference to people's lives, whether that be getting them back home or getting them better from an illness. I think the other thing that is a real positive is that my job changes day to day. So every day there'll be different patients with different problems, and I'll have to use my brain and try to figure out what the problem is and how to fix it. I think there's some negatives. That is mainly because the job is quite hard in terms of the hours. I work long hours. I'm often on call overnight. Could get called back into the hospital, and I think that's really, and the other thing is probably just a lot of study involved. So to become a specialist, you have to do more exams, not only just uni, but even when you're working, you have to study and work at the same time.
When you were young, who did you look up to?
So when I was young, I think the people that I most looked up to were my family. So that was particularly people closest to me. So my sisters and my dad. So everyone works really hard, and they showed me that if you work hard, then you can achieve what you want in life.
What school taught you your skills?
So I went to school at St. Kevin's. I was there for 10 years, finished my Year 12, my high school there. So I think that gave me a really good foundation because it taught me the basics of maths and science and English, and not only that, but also life skills. So involved in extracurricular activities, working in the community, and also learning sporting skills. After that, I went to university. That was in Melbourne Uni, and that's where I learned to be a doctor. So I was a medical student for 6 years, and then when you're a medical student, you actually learn all the basics about the human body and all the different medical problems and surgical problems. A bit of everything in medicine. And then once you finish uni, then you get your degree, and after that, then you can actually go on and do more specialist training, which is what I'm doing at the moment, which is more exams and more study.
Did you study a lot for your exams, or was it a natural ability?
So I think that in order to achieve good results, everyone has to study, no matter what your natural ability. So I think if you study hard enough, and if you're organised enough, then you can definitely achieve what you want to out of your exams and in anything you do, really.
What was the best results for your exams? What grade? What was your mark? What place did you come out of your class, and what school?
So I think my best recollection is in high school. So that was in St. Kevin's, where I was in VCE, and one of the subjects that I achieved well at was biology. So for 1 year, I actually scored the highest mark out of the whole of my school in biology. So I actually got all A pluses, and I ended up winning an award that year. I still got the certificate. And then in Year 12, I managed to do pretty well, and I actually got almost full marks for most of the subjects. So I think that was really a good achievement for me, and I ended up getting a Premier's Award for that from the state.
What is the biggest event in your life or work?
Wow, so I think there's been a lot of really a lot of events that have made a big impact on my life at work, and I think probably the biggest memory I have is when I was working in intensive care. So that's a setting where you look after the most unwell patients, the sickest patients in the hospital, and being a doctor there, you have to deal with the most complex of problems, and numerous occasions that I actually made save patients' lives, like literally, and I think that still stays with me a lot, that you can make such a big difference working in this role.
What skills do you need to be a doctor?
So I think to be a doctor, you have to have a good amount of common sense. I think you need to be able to work hard, and I think you need to be able to communicate well, because actually most of the job, probably about 90% of it, is actually communication. And I think to be a good doctor, you should be able to communicate well, and that's what they train you to do.
What do you enjoy about your job?
So there's a lot of things that I enjoy, and probably the most enjoyable thing day to day is actually having variety. So I get to see new patients every day, I get to meet new people. Particularly early on in your career, you can actually do a lot of things with medicine. So you can actually be a surgeon, you could be a physician, which is what I'm doing. You can do x-rays. There's pretty much unlimited variety in the things that you can do. And so I think that's probably the best thing.
What kit do you wear and what equipment?
So every day I just wear normal business attire, so just a shirt and pants, and I usually carry my stethoscope around, which is this instrument here. So I use this to have a listen to people's hearts and their lungs. Sometimes I'll also carry around my doctor's briefcase, which is this. So I'll open it up and you can have a look and see what's in it. So there's a variety of equipment. So starting off with these things, these are tuning forks, and they're my tendon hammer, and different sort of tools to test sensation. So these are little pins, and all these ones up here are aimed to try and examine people's neurological system. Moving down lower, we have my scope set, which is the otoscope, which you use to look into people's ears, and we've also got the ophthalmoscope, which you use to look into people's eyes and examine their eyes, inside their eyes in fact. These little pins, the vision chart and the little torch here are all used to examine people's pupils and their vision. And this is a tongue depressor, which I'm sure you've had the doctor use before, where they have a look in the back of your throat. I don't think any of us do. We don't like doing it either. And this is just a tape measure, just to measure different, say for example, organs in people's bodies, so the size of them. So this is my full doctor's briefcase, and I'll usually bring that along with me to the ward rounds.
I think that'll be it for the day, and I hope you enjoyed.
Okay, thanks Ethan.
Bye.
I enjoyed having the interview.
I would like to thank Uncle Michael for his time and to allow me to interview him.
Great. All right. Thanks
Okay.
for interviewing me, Ethan.
Yeah.
I had a good time. Thanks.